The BMW B38 engine has been put into almost every mini entry-level BMW and even this BMW i8, but how reliable is it? I'm the Turbocharger, and in this video I will go over the major common issues, symptoms and solutions, as well as problems unique to the B38 and this i8. Unlike most older BMW engines that became famous for one major flaw, the B38 engine doesn't really seem to have any catastrophic weaknesses. But if there's one repair that constantly appears across B38 powered vehicles, it's cooling system leaks. This problem is most commonly reported in early 2014 through 2017 vehicles. BMW updated several cooling system components over the years, but because many of these parts are still plastic, coolant leaks remain one of the most common age-related repairs on the B38 today. The common symptoms would be low coolant warnings, sweet coolant smell, coolant spots under the car, white residue around fittings, and of course rising engine temperature. This happens when the thermostat housing, coolant pipes and plastic fittings age and start leaking. Most issues seem to appear somewhere between 50 and 100,000 miles. Of course, the engine did not stay exactly the same over the years, so there is some explaining to do. Not all B38 engines are the same. The B38 first appeared around 2014 as part of BMW's modular engine family. Built around BMW's 500cc per cylinder architecture, it shares many core design features with the 4-cylinder B48 and 6-cylinder B58. Technically, BMW has three main revisions of this engine: the B38 A15, M0, M1, and M2. In reality, they are mechanically nearly identical, but with each revision, the reliability got better. Each version still has an all-aluminum 1.5-liter turbocharged direct injected engine with VANOS variable cam timing, Valvetronic variable valve lift, a forged steel crankshaft, balanced shaft assembly, and integrated exhaust manifold. You'll find the B38 in most Mini Coopers and BMW Series 1, 2, 3, as well as X1 and X2, with power outputs ranging from around 100 horsepower to over 200 horsepower depending on the tune of the engine. Over the years, BMW continuously updated components, revised software, and refined the engine. The earliest 2014 to 2015 engines seem to account for most of the complaints you'll find online, especially this cooling system related issue. However, over 10 years later, this engine is still in production, and luckily the 2016 to 2018 years are slightly more reliable, and by 2019 a lot of the issues have been ironed out as the platform had become much more mature. The most interesting variant is the B38 used in this BMW i8. Although it shares the same basic architecture, the i8's B38 K15T0 received stronger internals, a larger turbocharger, upgraded cooling, and unique engine calibration to support over 230 horsepower from just 3 cylinders. Check out this video for more details. Anyway, with all of that out of the way, what can you do about the cooling system leaks? Well, ideally you buy a car with the newer B38 that has, for the most part, solved this. But if you already own the older B38 car, pressure testing the cooling system and inspecting hoses, fittings, and the thermostat housing is a must. If your coolant is low, do not just keep adding coolant and hoping for the best. To prevent large issues, check coolant level periodically and repair small leaks before they become large ones. Our second common problem has to do with the B38 turbo, which is generally reliable, but higher mileage engines can develop wastegate wear, actuator faults, boost leaks, or coolant leaks around the turbocharger. Most reports occur around roughly 70 to 120,000 miles. There is no clear evidence that turbochargers' problems are concentrated in a specific model year or generation of the B38 engine. Instead, these issues tend to appear as the engine accumulates miles. Reports are most commonly found in the Mini Cooper models and BMW 118i and 218i applications, likely because these vehicles make up a large portion of the B38 population and often see higher annual mileage. Typical symptoms include reduced power, check engine lights, underboost codes, wastegate rattles, and poor acceleration. So what can you do? Well, to prevent the turbo wearing out prematurely on your car, make sure the oil is changed frequently, as the turbocharger relies on constant supply of clean oil for lubrication and cooling. It's also a good idea to let the car idle briefly after hard driving to help reduce heat stress on the turbo. if you are looking at a high mileage used vehicle with a B series engine, it would be a good idea to perform a boost leak test during the pre-purchase inspection if possible. Our next problem has to do with the VANOS system. Some owners have been reporting VANOS related faults and timing related issues. The good news is that these don't appear to be widespread design problems. Many cases seem linked to the maintenance history. The frustrating part though is that the VANOS system has been moved to the back of the engine. That means if your engine is mounted longitudinally, like it would be in most BMWs, access is limited and can lead to an expensive trip to the dealer. Luckily, it's much easier on most Minis as the engine is mounted transversely. The failure occurs when the internal filter mesh on the exhaust VANOS central bolt breaks, which obviously releases debris that can jam the cam gear. Yikes. You'll know that VANOS is most likely the issue if you see timing-related fault codes. But rough idle, hesitation on acceleration, and reduced performance are also a good tell. If you notice any of these symptoms, start with a proper diagnostics tool, oil condition checks, and eventually VANOS components inspections. If caught early, the VANOS valves and the affected bolt can be cleaned and replaced. However, if the bolt has snapped or caused VANOS to jam, the full VANOS assembly must be replaced and the engine retimed. As you can imagine, that gets very expensive. How do you prevent this? Well, fresh oil. Yes, you're going to hear that recommendation a lot in this video. You don't want to give that mesh filter any more reason to get clogged up and break. The next common issue is leaking oil filter housing. This is one of the more common age-related oil leaks reported on higher mileage B38 engines. The oil filter housing and its seals are exposed to constant heat cycles, which can cause the rubber gaskets to harden and shrink over time. In some cases, the plastic housing itself can also develop cracks. While the issue can occur on any B38 powered vehicle, it appears most frequently in these Minis. Most cases begin appearing between 60 and 100,000 miles, though vehicles operating in hotter climates may expect leaks sooner. The symptoms are pretty obvious: burning oil smell, oil residue around the oil filter housing and the engine, and if it's bad enough, small oil spots underneath the vehicle, and gradual oil loss between services. So what can you do? Well, inspecting the oil filter housing and surrounding area for signs of seepage is a good start. And if the leak is coming from the gasket, replacing the gasket is usually sufficient. If the housing itself is cracked or warped, the entire assembly may need to be replaced. There isn't much you can do to prevent this other than catch it early before it makes a mess of your engine. The next common problem is worth mentioning, but this isn't unique to the B38 engine. Like almost every modern direct injected engine, the B38 eventually develops carbon buildup on the intake valves. This is normal direct injection behavior rather than a B38 specific flaw, but BMW could have implemented some kind of solution to help with this. Symptoms? Well, symptoms include rough idle, reduced fuel economy, misfires, and reduced throttle response. This affects mostly engines with higher miles, and especially those not taken on longer highway drives. Even though mechanics recommend walnut blasting service every 50 to 60,000 miles, that isn't really a solution, but more of a preventative thing so it doesn't build up too much. Of course, it can't prevent carbon buildup in the future, but regular highway driving and good maintenance habits can help slow it down. If you're coming from an older BMW, you might be surprised that I haven't mentioned the timing chain guides or the high pressure fuel pump or the rod bearings that were so common on those older BMW engines. Well, the timing chain can still be an issue, but this time not with the guides, but with the timing chain stretching. You'll know it's an issue if you hear rattling sounds on cold starts. Luckily, BMW has fixed most of the other issues. Is it guaranteed your timing chain guide will never break or the engine won't throw a rod? No, but it is a lot less common, so good job, BMW. Other little issues I've seen people having with these engines have been things like the turbo wastegate noise where the wastegate rattles. I've had this on the N20 engine in my BMW Z4. Annoying, but not really a serious issue. You can also expect the ignition coil packs and possibly spark plugs to fail prematurely, but this is a fairly easy and inexpensive repair. Lastly, let's talk about the B38 engine in this i8. A few weeks ago, I made a video explaining how the B38 engine in this i8 is different and what makes it special. If you're interested in the engineering side of things, definitely check out that video after this one. As far as reliability though, internet seems to think that the most reliable B38 engine is in this i8 since it has upgraded internals. That may very well be true, but this specific, my i8, is currently broken, as you heard at the start of the video. Why? Well, the electric fuel pump that is in the fuel tank under the car decided it will no longer pump gas to the engine. In fact, it got me stranded in the middle of the road a few weeks ago, and it has been sitting here ever since. And if you've been following my channel, you know when I got this car at the auction, it was overheating, so I had to replace the water pump as well. So yes, internet is right in that the engine block is very solid, but the accessories that make it work can still be problematic, as I've had two major problems with this car only in a few months. So what's the verdict? Honestly, better than I expected. The B38 isn't perfect, but unlike some BMW engines, there doesn't seem to be one catastrophic flaw hanging over the entire platform. Ever since BMW introduced their new modular engine family, B-series engines have earned a reputation for reliability. This was BMW's strategy of building 3-cylinder, 4-cylinder, and 6-cylinder engines using the same basic cylinder design. Compared to previous small turbocharged BMW engines, the B38 never developed a widespread recall campaign tied to a fundamental engine design flaw, and that's impressive. One thing to keep in mind that maintenance history matters far more than mileage, and especially those frequent oil changes. And of course, if you're considering a BMW i8 like this one, the engine itself is probably one of the last things I'll be worried about. If you own a B38 powered vehicle, let me know your mileage and experience in the comments below. And if you'd like to learn how the i8 version differs from the standard B38, check out my full B38 technical deep dive right here. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!